All right, welcome back. This is episode 4. I'm Chris.
I'm Michael.
And I'm Ed.
And this is Off Mic on Record. You guys have a good week?
Oh man, always a good week.
Definitely.
Good to wake up every day.
Yeah.
So I am going through some things, and there are negative side effects of going through things throughout life. You get depressed and all of that good shit. But there are some benefits too. Like, for instance, smoking. I'm down to 1 cigarette a day.
Well, that's good. At least you're low smoking protocol. But what's the worst? What's the bad part of this?
Depression, dude. Yeah, I'm not talking about all that. But
I don't want you to.
Yeah, I'm down to 1 cigarette a day, and honestly, that cigarette in the morning, I have it in the morning, is absolutely optional. I've been
Maybe
vaping.
It's a good time to quit.
Yeah, and that's what I think I'm going to do, because now it's starting to get cold outside, and I'm like, man, I don't want to go outside. So, Ed, how was your week?
It was okay. I ran into a couple of situations to where at work things is getting weird. I feel like the higher up nitpick at certain little things that they never nitpicked before, but I knew that was coming.
So I have been brainstorming on a topic for the show, and one of them, like, this topic is actually addressing that, like higher ups, corporate. When do people stop looking like people and just start looking like numbers? Like, it's bad, and that's why I don't, no, I'm not going to say anything more about it, but I completely get that. And no, I know exactly what you're talking about as soon as you started saying it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, in what way is it weird? Like, it's just like the whole vibe there is weird now.
Yeah, like they nitpick. I just seen a couple of people get demoted over something very small. It's like since we moved everybody and we got less, it's like they don't got nothing else to do but nitpick or whatever. So,
it sounds like, well,
micromanagement.
Pretty much, yes.
No, it's not that. It sounds like a buyout's about to happen. That's what it sounds like.
Well, I mean, I think he's state ran. So,
well, that's what I'm saying. A lot of these prisons are, even though they're state ran, the government wants to. A lot of times, the government wants to find ways to cut money, especially now. With who's in office.
Yep.
If you make under, I guess, $1 billion a year, then you need to suffer. But what other like local governments have done is that they have outsourced the management of the facilities to like these corporate companies. And hold on, guys, let's stop for a second. Ed, I don't think we should be talking about this, honestly.
I mean, I was just saying that's how you asked me about my life. So, I mean, what my weekend was. I was just saying it was just, just nitpicking stuff. I didn't really go into detail, but
let's go all the way back to where I was talking about me smoking 1 cigarette a day, blah, blah, blah. And that's where I changed the subject to you, Ed. Like, Ed, how was your week? All right. So I'll give you a second to think about your response.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, Mike, I need you to do me a favor.
Yep.
I believe you were laughing during this.
Nope. But I was smiling. I wasn't laughing.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you to do a laugh real quick so I can tie it all together when I cut it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I
I mean,
well,
no. If you weren't laughing, then don't worry about it.
I don't think I. Well, no, I was smiling though. I just thought it was interesting.
Okay.
Said,
All right. All right. Ed, how was your week, man?
It was all right. I mean, I need to really cut down on sweets. Like I literally I need to cut down on sweets.
Bro, sweets are
Like
tough though.
extremely, because this sugar is tearing me up.
well,
And I do take Ozempic, but I'm not helping it by not eating sugar.
no, you're not. But I don't know. I think I've been lately. I've been having a big sweet tooth myself. Don't know what's going on, but it's like I don't know. I just my body's just been craving sweetness, and I don't understand why. So I've been eating more sugary shit than I'm supposed to.
You know, my dad's like that. He loves sweets. That's like his kryptonite. If he was Superman, his kryptonite would be sugar. Like for real. Like when we have family gatherings, and we all get up, everybody, we say grace. My dad usually does it. He says grace before all 20 of us can eat or whatever, and then everybody gets in line to start getting their food. And my dad is over there at the dessert table already getting his desserts together. And then he will literally walk around and eat the dessert, talking to people. Sweets are tough, man. Sweets are real tough.
Oh, that's nice. So that's one of those fond memories. Keep in the bank there.
Sweets are like a woman that you know is bad for you, but you can't help but to keep going back. That's what sweets are.
Yeah,
It's like, oh man, I can't quit Cassandra.
Yeah.
She's so sweet. Oh my God, that works so well together. Yeah.
That does. No, I've been
Yeah.
having a sweet thing myself, eating a lot of Chips Ahoy cookies. Not really a Chips Ahoy guy. I just kind of been eating them lately. Plus, I also went to the store and they had a discount of all of them on $1 because I guess they were getting close to expiration. So I got like 5 bags of Chips Ahoy for like $5. That was like,
Oh God,
big box.
So
man.
I got something. I got something on my mind, man, and this was bothering me.
All right.
So I work with one of my colleagues. He's legit African descent, from Africa.
All right.
And he asked me, he was like, how come Black African Americans don't love us when we come to America or to your country? And I couldn't answer that. And I could easily say, hey, man, that ain't true. I mean, I love you, man.
Hold on. Like is that a thing? Because
Yes, it's a thing. It's really a thing, and they really think this, man. And I don't understand that. And I'm not trying to. I'm not going. I can't explain it because I really don't know. But for him to say that, I'm not understanding where did he get that from?
I don't know, man. Like the only thing I can think is he may be experiencing the same thing any foreigner experiences when they come here. It's just pure ignorance. That's what it is. Like, and ignorance from. Go ahead.
He told me. He said, in my country, I never heard a gunshot until I came to America. Now he said he have heard gunshots as he got older, but he said it was for a reason. But he said in America, I hear gunshots for no reason.
Yeah, that's most countries.
He almost put us in a like all Black African Americans in the category,
Yep.
but he referred to uh certain ones or music or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's how he did. That's how he did. That's how he said it. He almost
Okay.
put it. He almost put us as one.
Okay. So let me give y'all my 2 cents on this, and it'll be a quick one. So there's been some issues with being black in America and being black in Africa. A lot of African people don't see themselves as the same as Americans do, and I don't know where your friend, maybe he might have experienced um, some, felt like he'd been targeted by black people, but that from America, but
Right.
we
I
do
think so too.
have we they do a lot of things that are different than us. And when you I used to live in an apartment where we had some African neighbors, and the African neighbors had a lot of things that was not, I wouldn't consider something I would do. Like, what I'm saying, like they're and this is nothing against anyone African. It's just the people that I've met at this time, and I don't know if that's all Africans or certain regions or what's going on or how that works. But like they would have strange smells coming from their house, and they're not good to me. I mean, but that might be something that they're used to because they cook or do whatever. But since we don't do it that way or deal with it, it's offensive to us, right? Same thing with the way they deal with their daily lives. It's a different situation than how we deal with ours. Now, even though we're technically all from Africa in some way, yes, we're from Africa from millions of years ago, and they're Africa from now. Um, it's just a lot of I think there's a lot of differential uh, from the way from the way we've been Americanized, from where they're
That's what
you
I.
know they're
That's
they're,
Well,
they're
that's
in
what
I
I
think
Africa.
think. That's
that's
what I think
just
too.
it's two separate cultures, like very different cultures, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah, it
like
is.
trying to compare Travis that lives in some, I don't know, rural white part of America and comparing him to, man, I can't think of a stereotypical English name, to Ben over in London, like, sure enough, there's a good chance that Travis's ancestral tree reaches all the way back there, but those are two way different cultures.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's a realization I actually had in college because I saw, and I know the irony in this because I'm half Korean, but I saw how all of us were the same, us and over there in Africa. But then, like, I started like reading and hearing people talk about, like, people in Africa probably don't like us too much. It's like, what? Why? And that's when it clicked. It's
I
like we are way different than them.
because I work with quite a few, and I'm starting to actually think that.
Mm, yeah.
I,
Let's see.
I'm starting to actually think that because I, this is just a touchy subject.
I mean,
Because
it's not.
I think they don't.
They don't have our experience as being Americans and being oppressed as we have. They've been oppressed
Oh,
in a different
I
situation.
got it. So I went to a party one time. And matter of fact, uh, Mike
That
had
when I
dropped me
took,
off at
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, he
yep.
dropped
I'm
me
the
off
one to
at that
drop you off
party,
at. Yeah.
and
You go to parties? I can't imagine you at a party.
it was a birthday get together, and I was just supporting her. That's all.
Oh,
And
okay.
she's African, and she's very, oh my God, she's very beautiful. I'm talking about beautiful.
Bro, they usually
But
are. I can always see an African. It's this type of black beauty that just
Yes, it
like
just captivates you, man.
it's not just there. It's not just there for Instagram. It's not just there for content creation. It's a beauty that like radiates. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's natural but touched up a little bit, and they're not there to impress anybody,
No,
you know,
not.
but they are.
But
So yeah.
I'm at this party. It was her birthday, and one of my African friends got into it with another guy because the other African guy said, "Hey," but he said it in African. We don't want to translation. We don't want to listen to American music. He didn't say rap or anything. He said American music. And my friend, he was like, you know, you can't, don't say that, blah, blah, blah. I know you're saying that to Africa, so they don't understand what you're saying. I feel like that's disrespect. But he pretty much got into it with him. And I was like, oh no, man, that's cool. We can, we can listen to whatever, blah, blah, blah. And that was just weird, man. It was just weird. And they know American songs. It's just I don't know,
Man, I wish
maybe we should bring him on the show one day. He probably can fully
yeah,
explain.
either that or there is also somebody that I can invite onto the show and we can talk about how we are viewed in Africa.
Ooh, yes.
Well, I think we're just viewed when it comes to Black Americans. We are probably viewed as one of the lowest cultures
Negative, yeah.
in the world. Negative cultures in the world altogether.
That's true.
Lowest culture, but most influential, man.
That's the hardest part about it, bro.
That's true.
Is that I was just watching this show, and it was an Asian lady, and she was talking about how
Which Asian?
Korean. Huh?
Which
Korean.
Asian? Oh, you're
Korean.
just about to say it. Sorry.
Yeah, you didn't give me finish. She's Korean Asian, and she was talking about K-pop, and she was saying that she's been she's an American she's an American Asian. She really wasn't born in Korea, but she's been there a lot, and her parents are still very much that way, so she don't feel like she's like don't know what's going on with her culture and her country and things like that, or where her parents came from anyway. And she was saying that the problem is with K-pop or the K-pop is that they have borrowed so much, not just borrowed, but they have, and this is out of her mouth, not mine. They appropriated the Black culture to make themselves look like they created something they haven't. They don't, even though K-pop artists very seldom give the black culture the credit for them to creating that culture from them. When you watch the first she was showing the first K-pop songs, and basically when you listen to them, they rip off of Gin and Juice. It has Gin and Juice music, and they were they're doing K-pop sounds. And then the other one was what's his name? The dude that says Ghetto Slam. Who's that? What is his name?
I don't know his name.
Huh?
I don't know his name.
He's a Latin artist that raps. See, you had a little one there.
Yeah, that's my niece. Did you see her? Could you see her?
Yeah,
or she blurred out?
She blurred out, but I mean, I couldn't see her. She was like a little person back there, but I couldn't see her face like clearly or anything.
Oh, that
so
sucks. Yeah, she's cute as fuck, dude. Like she's a little. She's actually just trouble. She's trouble. That's all she is.
They all the little ones are. That's all they are. Little.
I'm really sorry about that.
Don't
So
be.
we have two options here. One, we can keep going, and two, we can run it back so you can say whatever you were saying again when I. Okay.
I mean, unless you really want to hear what I had to say, I mean, we can run it back.
I do, but I'll try to clue into the context of what you were saying with if we continue the conversation. I'm going to edit all that out. So on just my camera, you'll never see me take my
So
headphones off or
you're
whatever.
just gonna zoom in on me or something like that and let me conversate.
Yeah, while you're talking, and that's what I plan on doing with angle switching. Whoever is talking, I know they're going to be talking for a while. I'll put the camera on them, and then sometimes if there's a reaction shot, I'll
zoom out, zoom
yeah,
in, whatever.
You'll
Yeah,
see.
okay.
You'll see.
I got you.
All right. So because I wasn't present for the last part of that conversation, one of you two are going to have to carry it on.
Yeah, I wasn't really done, but
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, starting anyway. The Korean woman, she was saying that just that the K-pop started from black music, like the first two K-pop groups that ever created. They basically used the same soundtracks as Gin and Juice, and the other one was Latin rapper, the Ghetto Jam. I can't remember his name. You remember
He's
his name,
not
Chris?
Paperboy.
Is that who it is?
Baby, Ghetto Jam is about to.
Yeah, that song.
No, not Diddy. It's called Ghetto Jam. I know that. I have it on my playlist. I just listened to it.
Well, anyway, she was playing the original, the first two K-pop songs, and basically they used their music exactly, and they just spoke. They just did their thing in Korean. And she was saying how it's funny that now that one time when K-pop was first started. When you look at Black musicians and what we have contributed to the music industry and how we have created all these arts styles that are out here today, that at one time, Korea always thought that, all Black music was bad music, you know what I'm saying? But once, they assimilated and became K-pop, it becomes some big conglomerate money, even though they're still doing the same thing that we were doing years ago. And and they see it as it's ghetto, but now we're doing it. It's not as ghetto.
Yeah. Way back, so in high school, my cousins came to live with us. It was 4 cousins, 2 girls, 2 boys, and we were all in high school. And one of them gave me a CD. It's by a group called ROO, ROO-AH, if I'm remembering correctly, but it was all the way back in the mid to late 90s.
Yep.
I listened to that CD for a long time. And on that CD, they jumped to a whole bunch of different genres. Of course, there was rap, but of course, and one that really threw me off was the reggae track they had on there. And they tried to, just like you were saying, mimic the cadence and tone of reggae singers, of reggae artists.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard that and I was like, oh, except for they're speaking in Korean. I was like, man, that's lame. But now that I'm older, I'm looking back at it. I'm like, man, that's appropriation. Hardcore appropriation. Or like, oh, you remember that guy Snow in the 90s?
Snow, that's who it is. No.
He's saying the Informer song. Informer.
Yeah. Well, did he do Ghetto Jam too?
No. He did not do Ghetto Jam. Okay, you know what? Hold on. give me a second.
I thought that was Snow. When you said Snow,
in a period of time where we have access to all the information in the world, and none of us are looking at that
with AI and all
Right.
I mean, everything's just right at our fingertips.
Domino, that's who it was. Domino. Yes.
Did he do Informer too, or is that Snow?
Snow did Informer.
Okay.
Domino was Ghetto Jam.
Yes,
And
it was
then
Domino.
Paperboy is Diddy.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember that, but that is possibly a deep cut there. Diddy.
Yeah, that's a deep cut.
Okay. Okay.
But anyway, the thing about that, it's just so one of the topics that I wanted to put up today, because we are talking about this, is also the experience of the Black experience, that we have all these things that we contributed to not just America but other countries, other cultures, and it's just like we don't get no praise for it. If we do it first, it's always ghetto or uh, only
Bad
black
or
thing. But
something.
then as time goes on, somebody else appropriate. Oh, it's just it just looks good. It looks good now. Take braids for instance. When I was a kid, I used to rock braids, man, way before braids were even popular in boys.
Oh,
'Cause I
Mike,
used
I
to,
just thought you were bald all your life.
oh yeah, sure, no problem with that.
I
Nah,
used
I
to
used
do
to
that too.
I used to rock braids when I was a kid because I had real long hair. My mother didn't like cutting my hair, and she liked to have me braids. And I used to have these little I don't know if you know, but the little beads, and there was always black and white or clear. And when I go to school or whatever, and it was like everybody used to they'd be like some people that
Black and
were
white, you said? Black and white beads?
no, yeah, the black and white, they either black and white, like black white, or they'll just be
Oh, dude, that's
clear.
dope as fuck.
Yeah, she used to do them all the
Yeah.
time. They used to have my hair
All
just
right.
together. But anyway, this is before the cornrow thing was even a thing, right? So, the only, I had girls that liked it, but, the boys be like, you just, why don't you don't cut your hair, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, the situation, reason I'm bringing that up is that when I was younger and all the way up to until it got really popular for the black culture to start, black men and start to use them more often as rap or music and stuff like that. Then we start seeing white people put braids in their hair, which they never would before. One is their hair is really hard for them to braid, so because it don't stick as well. But even when they do get the braids, then it's like, okay, if they're white and they like and people like them, say that we have, let's go with Adele just for throw it. I don't think she had braids, but I'm just using her as a name. But say that Adele had
I
braids.
love Adele.
Yeah, so say that Adele had braids, which I don't know if she ever had.
You just ignored them. Yeah, okay. So
I
let's
mean, ain't nothing
pretend
wrong
that
with that.
Adele
I
had
mean,
braids.
he loves Adele. I mean, she's a great singer. Ain't nothing wrong with Adele. Yeah, I think Eddie likes it not because of singer, probably because she got fat old booty or something. I don't know.
Does she though? Is she thick? Hold
Hell
on.
yeah, she's thick. Now she's skinny now though, but she used to be thick.
Is Adele thick?
I could look at her. I could look at Adele cornrows.
They just keep talking about her thick act. Holy shit. Yo, she got some hips. Okay. All right. All right. I had no idea. You go, girl.
She did okay. So
And she's
Adele never.
slim.
So Adele had a.
A double whammy.
She had some like little knots in her head that she never had cornrows though. But anyway, you take Adele or somebody like that. I'm just giving a name anyway, just to give you a kind of idea. You take something like that. She gets long cornrows and she gets them all whatever. And if she sings, then the people who will like her will be like, "Oh, that's nice hair," whatever. But if you take, a traditionally black person and we get them, they think of us as thugs or it's not appropriate and we should
Yeah.
do something with our hair. It's just insane on how they look at that. But
Appropriation is crazy how it works. So, like, I was watching this guy FD Signifier on YouTube. I watch
yes,
him all the
love him.
time, and he was talking about like, all right. So what I'm about to say is a combination of what he was saying and then like other think pieces that I have seen on this. But he was pretty much, they were pretty much saying that the way this appropriation works is you have like, let's say you get a white rapper, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
A
like
white
that.
rapper. And the white rapper is rapping about jail time and doing drive-bys and pretty much like 90s rap. Like let's say this white rapper existed in the 90s, right? Rapping
Okay,
about
so
the
we're not talking
same thing.
about
No, we're not talking
uh,
about
what's his name? Who did
Eminem?
Ice Baby?
Vanilla Ice.
Oh,
Vanilla
Vanilla
Ice.
Ice?
You don't feel like he
Uh
appropriated, do you?
well, yeah, he absolutely did.
But he never talks
Okay, well,
about jail time.
all right. So all right, let's use him as an example.
Yes,
And
that's what I want you to do.
he had a humongous respect for the rap music, the rap game, the history of rap, how it got started, black culture, black people, even a little bit of black history. That last part impressed me. But still, even though his intentions were good, he was obviously an industry plant. And I fully believe it's because black people weren't marketable during that time, but white people were. So what happens if we get a white person that can do the same thing black people are doing? And that's where Vanilla Ice comes from. So he's rapping about all these things. He is rapping about women, not necessarily anything gang related or violent, but he's taken a style that was created in a different culture without experiencing any of the experiences that led to the creation of that music in the first place. You know, a very good example is just listen to any rap song in the 90s, any gangster rap song in the 90s. You know, they're talking about shooting, killing, drug dealing, all of that. And I'm not saying that what they were saying was absolutely true, like they did it themselves. They could just be putting out whatever was popular at the time, trend hopping. But that really did exist. All of that, you know,
But see,
and
but see, but see, some people look at it different. I look at it like they speaking about what's around them, or maybe their cousin went through it, or some of them maybe they did it themselves. But other than that, I rap is about what's going on around them.
Or their experience.
uh
Their experience.
yes, and
Because
it's
is there
most,
is nowhere
Well,
else?
it can be and it can't be, depending
It
on the
is
situation.
nowhere else, right?
well,
It is other people. It is
but there
other
was
places.
more. There's more to rap than just, you know, talking about what's around them, what's in their immediate environment. It was also about rebellion. You know, it was also, and that piece is still kind of present now, but not as strong as it used to be, like back in the 90s. Like look
Because
at
it's
Kendrick.
washed. Yeah, it's washed. You got people that never really did that.
Kendrick Lamar still talks about it. Kendrick Lamar is somebody that I would throw into that pile of, yes, I know where rap comes from and I'm staying true to it.
What about J. Cole?
J. Cole,
He's a conscious rapper. I know that.
he is. And, you know, conscious rap did start becoming a thing in the late 90s, very late 90s, early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Pac sort of started that
Tupac?
because, because he had a ghetto rap, but he also, I mean, he had thug rap, but he also had some very conscious messages in his lyrics. If you
Well,
listen to
yeah.
a lot of his stuff, he did talk about the same thing everybody else, dope and all that stuff, but then he
And
turned
then he also
around.
talked about Brenda. That's real life.
Yeah, he talked
Girls
about
throwing
things
babies
like,
in the garbage can. That's real
yeah,
life. I experienced that when I was coming up. Females would have babies and they throw them in the garbage can. I seen that. I seen the tape around the garbage cans at different places and stuff all the time. But
Yeah.
see, a lot of people, a lot of outer cities or farm people, they don't see none of that stuff. They think people be making it up. But
You know, we have the 90s to thank for that, for making us look like nothing but thugs,
That's true.
Neanderthals that don't have any
I don't
control, that
think.
are always angry and wants to punch everybody.
No. I don't really think that, Chris. So let me tell you my take on that real quick, because I don't think it's just the music and you got to think about it. It's mostly white people that makes us think that, because they hear the experience and they're assuming
We
that's who
bad
you
people.
are. But you're not telling them, you're not saying, hey, go out and do this shit. You're just saying this is what,
What's going on
when you
around
live
you?
in poverty and you have no other way of doing things, this is what we see on a daily basis. We don't live in the suburbs, living on, your dad, makes $100,000,
No, and
and
that's why I say this, it's the media's fault, because the media, every time, well, especially in the 90s, every time a black person did something negative, they would show
They
it
still do.
everywhere.
That was
Look at this savage again. There's another savage that
like
robbed a corner store.
that was their homework. They
That's,
get paid extra bonus on that.
yeah. And so anytime a black person did anything, it was all over the news. So we just look like nothing but big rage monsters who just wants to just rob everybody and commit crimes. Like,
Yes,
but
and then
that
that's
is,
what I was like.
yeah,
The media had a
yeah.
huge hand in it,
yeah,
and
they still do now.
they still do
Like
now, and it's
like
gotten
if you
better,
look in the
but not by
news,
much.
well, no, because even if you look in the news, so this is okay. Look at so if you
Cop
take
video.
to
Look at the cop videos
okay, no,
that they put out. It's
yeah,
mostly black people. They
mostly
never
whenever they
show
have, even though there's more
Caucasian
white
people.
people in jail than black people,
Yep.
right? And they do just the same crimes as we do, with just a worse situation.
Mike, I said that to Mike one day. I said,
When you go on TV, when you see you okay, like I can go in an article right now. Just check this, for instance. I got a app that says news whatever, and it caters the news to what I like. But I go in here and I'll see an article where they put it on the news about black people shooting in this part of Louisville all the time. But then they'll have an article with no news coverage, but just an article. Oh, 10 white people arrested for dealing crack cocaine, or some drug bust. But it's just an article. They're not putting it on TV. They're not
yep,
putting it
yep.
out there. You know what I'm saying? They're
It's
not,
not just that.
people
It's not just that.
just,
The fucking sentences that are doled out are
oh, yeah.
different for the exact same crime.
Yes, that's true
So
too.
hey, I got this guy. He's got a little dime bag of weed. Let's give him 40 years in prison. Now we got this other guy here with the same amount of marijuana. We're gonna give him 30 hours of community service. Can you tell me what color those people are?
You know that.
It's incredible. And oh God.
For instance, in prison, when I do a count, this is crazy, man. And it's like we got more black people in America, but we really don't. Because when I do my count in each dormitory, let's say it's 280, you only got 20 black people in one area. It may be another 18 in another area. I'm looking like, but the majority is Caucasian, but I'm looking like, dude, I've never heard none of these people in here about none of these crimes or anything like that, unless they do a mass murder and shooting or some shit.
Yeah, it's got to be
Other than that,
huge.
it has to be huge.
Yeah.
But I heard 10 black dudes crime in there out of 200 and something Caucasian dudes.
And
But everybody know they crime. I'm like,
man,
right?
So do you guys remember that period of my life where I worked as a pizza delivery driver?
Yeah, I remember that.
All right. And so if you remember, I did that because
Yes.
the person I was with at the
Extra
time, yeah, we needed some more money for like a medical procedure. So I was working this job and I did a rolling stop through a stop sign. It was, now mind you, I was on the clock. in my own Honda Civic, but I wore the uniform. I have the suction cup light that goes on the top of my car. I have the hat on, which is part of the uniform. And so like there was nobody around, and I honestly don't know where this cop came from because I looked everywhere before I made my turn. There was nobody. And then he showed up out of nowhere and pulled me over. So I pulled over, I turned on my hazards, and I turned on my hazards and I let down my window, got my license, registration, and proof of insurance and all that good stuff. And I just waited for him, and I saw him get out of his car, and he started walking with his hand. His hand was on his gun, on his hip. He approached my car, a pizza delivery driver, with his hand on his gun. Like, and so when he walked up, and I had a real fucked up day that day. And by that time, as soon as I saw him put his hand on his gun, I was like, you know what? Fuck everything. If he's going to shoot me, he's going to shoot me, but I'm going to talk some shit to him. So he gets up to the car, and I'm like, hey, do you really need to put your hand on your gun? Like, is that necessary? He said, well, these days you never know. And I'm like, all right, well, I don't know what you think a pizza delivery driver is going to do to you. Like, am I going to attack you with a really hot pepperoni pizza? Like, you're going to get some second-degree burns? Like, what do you want? He said, well, you rolled through that stop sign. I was like, yeah, okay, fine. Like, write me the ticket so I can get out of here. And he had to talk with me about how I should be addressing him as sir. And so I just started laughing like, and I wasn't laughing at him. I was laughing like, man, this day, like what else? But to him, it looked like I was laughing at him. But luckily he didn't shoot me. So.
Yeah, but that's a big thing with cops is that respect factor. Even though we really don't need to give you respect if you don't give us respect.
Like they work for us. Like they forget we pay them.
Yeah,
but our money, our taxes go to.
Yeah, but they don't.
They're a public servant.
They don't see that when you see black. Period. They don't see that when you see black. They see that when you see white, but they don't see that when you see black. They assume that we don't have jobs. They assume that we don't do,
anybody minority.
Nah. And it's funny that you said, that
motherfucker.
You talk to them that way because a lot of them will arrest you even though there's no arrestable offense, but they'll do it just to spite you because you talk to them like they felt like they've been disrespected. So I've seen so many videos where I see somebody says they've been arrested for resisting arrest when they wasn't even under arrest, all because they say, I don't have nothing to say to you, just give me the ticket, but there's not, I want you to get out of the car. Well, why? I mean, that, I just want my ticket. Let's go. Something that you would a white person, oh, here you go, write your ticket. There you go about your way. And then if you say no to anything else they say, oh, well, you're resisting arrest. Well, I wasn't even under arrest. But, then they put you in jail. You're in jail for that. Then you got to go through the whole bullshit until you go to, if you don't have a lawyer, then you pretty much fuck being black, and you better hope you have a decent lawyer.
It's a thing. Like, if anybody were to accuse black people of being angry all the time, I would say that if there's anybody in this country that deserves to be angry, is black people.
It's black people, yes.
Oh, and now fucking Mexicans, man. Like, I feel so bad for them.
Oh, man.
Like, holy shit.
Yep.
Like, they are treating, they are, and if you look at the playbook of what they did to make black people look so bad is that they had the media attack black people, right? Mm-hmm. And then if you look now, like they were calling us rapists, thieves, just violent criminals. And if you look and notice, they're kind of doing the same thing right now to Mexicans.
Yep.
Do you remember Trump telling everybody that these illegal immigrants are raping and they're stealing and they're committing violent crime? Yeah. And so, like, it's the exact same playbook. It's just that it's just not as effective now as it was back in the 90s because the internet is here.
Not the mega corp, though. The mega. The mega people love MAGA, whatever you want to call them. Hey, but let me tell y'all an interesting quote I heard from a lawyer. It's a lawyer from he's a black lawyer. I can't remember what he does. What the name of the he has a program where he gets prisoners free from wrongful when he finds people who especially black prisoners, mostly black, that have
The Innocent Project.
the innocent that's where he's innocent. And his he has a quote. He has a book, and I read his quote of the book. It says that you are more likely to be treated better if you're rich and white and guilty than being black and innocent and poor. You can be black, innocent, and poor.
Right, we know that.
And you will be treated a lot less of whatever you can from somebody who's rich, guilty, and they know they're guilty. Like you could be
black, innocent, and rich and still be treated less.
Still be treated, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. When it's black, it is because unless you lucky like OJ, or OJ got lucky. But he didn't get lucky because his dumbass let himself go back into jail for something stupid, and they made him do 6 years for something that shouldn't even been 6 years, or almost 6-7 years.
There's exceptions to everything, and I think
that
OJ Simpson is he's an exception in many ways.
Well, also that's bullshit too, because you got let go of a murder trial, and then you get caught for a minor assault, and they give you the maximum of a minor assault charge because the judge felt like you should have did time for the first assault. That's just so crazy. That's great. And then nobody said, "Oh no, we're saying he just met the criteria to have maximum of something that you normally would give somebody a pat on the finger for. Hey, you get 6 months or 3 months."
And it's also like white bias. They white people don't understand that they are racist in a way that is not even aware to them. Like they don't understand the struggles that we go through, and so then you have people who have lived pretty good lives, and I'm not saying good as in a rich life, but a good life where parents didn't have any problems. Father has always made really good money. The mother was always present and taking care of the kids and all of that good shit. Or just both parents working, but finding out a way to like still spend time together as a family. And living in neighborhoods where you're allowed to walk outside, whenever you want. Living a life like that, it's hard to imagine a life where you're on guard as soon as you step out of your house, just because the color of your skin isn't the right tone.
You're right about that, bro. I know how that feels.
And they don't know how it feels when you start a new job and you try to find somebody else that looks like you and they're just not there.
Yep, that's a lot on my job.
So and especially just being on guard every day thing. Did I tell you guys about how black people here in Atlanta are?
Go ahead,
dude. It's such a huge difference. Like if you're out and about, not in Atlanta, and you see another black person in the wild, you may just like give them a nod or something, because that's what we do. We acknowledge each other, like, all right, it's good to see you, whatever. And if you ever start talking to them, they're a little bit guarded, but because you're the color of your skin, they're not as guarded as they would be if a non-black person was talking to them, right? You get none of that here. None of that here. Holy shit. And it took me a while, a couple of months to finally figure it out. So, Atlanta, people like to call it the black Mecca of this country. A lot of black people are here. And when I walk into somewhere and I expect there to be a white person there, or a person just of a different color working there, it's a black person there. when I go answer the door because Uber Eats, left or is delivering something, the driver is black. Like everybody is black. And they are all so happy all the time. I'm not saying that they don't have their issues, but there's a level of happiness there that you just don't see in other black people that don't live in that environment. And it's one of safety, like they're happy because they're in a place in their lives where they're allowed to be happy, where they're allowed to experience emotions that are not just angry.
Yeah.
Where they don't have, and they're all making good money, where they don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, and this is Atlanta is an example. Well, there are, I'm not saying that Atlanta is not like any other city out there where they don't have homeless and, all of that.
Crimes and everything.
Crime and all that. But it's just the breed of black people here is different. It's different. It's an example of how black people could be if we were treated the exact same way as white people from the start.
Treated equally.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the hardest part about it is that most, a lot of white people nowadays say that, we have, that slavery is in the past and a lot of things. I was just watching, even though me and Chris just talked about this not too long, and me and Eddie, Till, and that happened in 1955. People are still around now, 70 years later, where they lynched a 14-year-old boy for just whistling at a white woman. Now, and some of the people are still alive. Oh, yeah, my son. Oh, sound went out?
Nope, that's me.
Oh, yeah, I heard everything went
yeah.
out.
No, it turns out he didn't even do that.
He did get lynched.
Yeah, he did. He got lynched.
He got lynched. And then
they found him in
the river.
Yeah, he got lynched.
That's how they got rid of the body.
They just didn't hang him, but he still got lynched.
Lynch
doesn't always mean hanging.
Yeah.
But
okay, I see. I was going to say, yeah.
But right? Like it turns out he didn't even catcall her in the first place.
Yeah, she said she
admitted it on her deathbed.
Yeah,
like that never happened. So he died for no reason. Well, I'm not going to say no reason because in his death, it really brought attention to a lot of this BS down here. So
there's a book that y'all might want to, if you ever want to look it up. It's let me go. It's called Without Sanctuary. It's a book made by two white guys, if you think about it. And the book it's a history. And this is if you ever heard Bill Dukes, you know what Bill Dukes is?
No, I don't know.
You watched Menace to Society, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You remember the police guy, the black guy that was police saying, you fucked up. You fucked up. That's Bill Dukes. Okay. So you know who that guy is, right? You've seen him in a lot of movies. He's been in a lot of things. He's pretty old. And I don't know if he's alive today, but he did a interview online a lot. I watched this a while back, and I've always, since I watched it, I've always been listening to him. But he recommends this book called Without Sanctuary. It's hard to find because it's just hard to find. But it is a pictorial documentary of lynchings in America. And the lynchings are done where you see white people smiling, happy to see black people hanging from trees, on spigots, being tortured and killed. Their arms and legs being cut off like food, like you got a pig on a spigot. I mean, and there's kids there, less than 10 or 15, happy and smiling. Why you got a man here being man, woman, or child murdered in front of you, but they don't see us as people. There's also when I watched that, it was kind of funny. I also seen a video where this white guy was talking about and he was he was one of the older white guys that were just at the end of Jim Crow, and he's like he thinks the black people are not happy anymore like they were when they were slaves, and he was like the reason why is because we treated our black people like our pets. He said we had to feed them and clothe them and all that good stuff. They had everything. They didn't have to worry about nothing. They just had to do a little work, and they've been great. So, you know what I'm saying? That's how they seen us as pets. They didn't even see us as human beings that even worked for a living. And then half us had to do the worst things to even survive, like, sharecropping, which I don't know if anybody knows what that is. I mean, sharecropping now and sharecropping then is totally different. Sharecropping then, you made almost nothing.
Yeah.
Whoa, what is sharecropping now?
Well, sharecropping is a lot better than it was.
Wait, so sharecropping is still a thing now?
Yeah, you can still do sharecropping.
I didn't know that.
I mean, that's probably immigrants probably do that now, probably better, and it's probably not governed like it should be. But basically, sharecropping, all it is that you're saying, you tell these people, if you pick my crops and you do the hard labor of this, then some of those crops will give you for you to do on your own, and then you'll get your money from that bunch that you do, that I give you. Okay. So if I have 1,000 acres of land, and I say, okay, you can give 10 acres to yourself, but you got to do the whole 1,000. All the money from the 10 acres, you can make some money from. Your own money, your own whatever. You can till, you can make your own shit, but you can do that. So that's what sharecropping is. But, the problem is with that is when it came to black people, we got pennies on a dollar. And, we didn't get nowhere near what the value of the same thing whatever's going on. So that's how we also got, good with watermelon, because we learned how to cultivate those and got the land to accept that fruit. And we started making money off of it. Now you see it as, now it's a stereotypical white black man in the watermelons.
Honestly, I haven't heard that stereotype in so long.
Not so much. Yeah, not so much today.
Well, okay.
I did when I was younger.
So I was talking to, where was I? Because I went out with some friends the other night, and part of the group, because it was a pretty large group, about 16 people. One of the girls there, women, she was like 32 or something like that. And the conversation turned to race and how Mexican people are being treated right now. And another guy commented like, yeah, now they know what it's like to be black. Maybe they'll stop hating us so much. And this girl, she's white, she said, what? Like, people just don't like you? And she honestly did not even know that. Wow. And I don't know, maybe she's been living under a rock, but she was like, yeah, I don't get that. I don't get why you guys are being treated like that. And for a while, because most of us were older than her, for a while, we were just kind of like, yeah, whatever. But then like it clicked, like, holy shit, she would have been growing up during the 90s when the media was like lambasting black people. And so there's a really good chance that she didn't get to experience any of that, and then somehow unconsciously hung on to that all the way to the present day. So it's good to see that. That made me a little bit happy, because it's good to see that the world is changing, maybe a little bit at a time, but it's changing for the better.
Yeah.
So that gave me,
when you got shit like making America great again, it never been great for black people until now. The best time for black people has been now. Like,
and I just want a white person, I just want a MAGA head to tell me, when was America great? That's what I want to hear. I'm really interested in hearing that answer, because I've not heard any of the MAGA supporters tell me when America was great. Like tell me, when exactly was America great? Was America great when you were allowed to hit your wife? Like, was America great when,
you wasn't allowed to vote?
when your neighbors looked like you and nobody else in the world? Was America great when you had control of all the money and no one else did? Like, tell me, when was America great? Like, what is your definition of a great America?
That's what I
That's
don't
what I want to
understand.
know.
Yeah,
My
that's something.
definition of a great America is equal. Equal.
But see,
No,
even
I
if you
got to be
say,
better than somebody at something. I don't want to
so
be equal.
let me tell you this. I know what. Okay, so if you really want to think of a MAGA person on how they would think great America, they would say probably Truman days when Truman built the highways that cut through black neighborhoods that dispersed us, or the
Yeah,
time that
that started
redlining
redlining.
was
Yeah.
a good time. But my economy was great for white people, and they see it as the economy, and they say, well, it's the economy side of things. But you was like, okay, but it's great for white people,
Yeah, well,
just
and
like
it wasn't just the economy. It was just the quality of life, how they could live how they wanted, how and they could say what they wanted. They can do what they wanted without worrying if police officers were going to pull them over randomly
no,
because they felt like they were driving too nice of a car. They didn't have to worry about that. And so now in present day, it's like, oh shit, now I have to worry about what I say because I can't just say, I saw a nigger walking in our neighborhood today. Can't say that anymore because they're like,
no.
oh, okay, now it's bad. And there's a part of people that just don't want to change and that don't want to accommodate somebody else. Like, why would a white person feel like they want to accommodate a black person by not calling them the N word when they have all of these biases that have been ingrained in them for generations? So of course they're going to feel stupid about this. They're going to say, yeah, I don't like this. I don't want to make concessions for people that we used to call porch monkeys. I don't want to make concessions for them. So I want America to go back to a time where we could freely do what we wanted and be us. And what they really mean is talk to us
Be
how they
racist.
want,
Yeah, should be racist.
We could just do
Yeah.
it out in the open and not have to,
Yes, sir. Yeah, master.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
they want.
Yeah, that's what the see, and that's the whole thing. But when you talk to someone, no, that's not what I mean. But that's what you mean. That is what you mean. You don't. If you are a part of our culture, as far as trying to be a activist for us, then you would understand that the things that you think that we privy to, we are not. When it comes to, still the wealth gap, and this is an interesting story. If you think about the wealth gap, and you're saying, well, today you're able to do whatever you want. You could become whatever you want. And all I see is black people on football, basketball, baseball. All I see is black people on rapping and singing and all this good stuff. Because I had a friend like that. I had a female friend that stayed with me like that. She's white. She stayed with me for about a few months, and her whole thing was me and my friends, which Eddie was a part of that group. We talk about our plight, and she felt uncomfortable because she felt like why do we talk about these things that she don't see today? Like she's like, what are you talking about? Y'all both y'all got nice jobs, y'all got good cars, y'all got all this stuff, and all I see is black rappers and sports people, and y'all act like and I was poor, and I understand how I be poor and blah blah blah. And I said, and one of the things I would say to her is like, okay, this is the situation behind the difference between you and us, right? And it's not saying that it can't be, but if you say that you don't mind dating black men or whatever the case may be, and that's good, but you still have that mentality to where you think that your experience is the same as my experience. And
Yeah,
the
and they
reason,
forget that. They forget
yeah,
that so much. They forget that what they see, all of the black people out there that are openly showing their wealth, rappers, then we've got movie stars, we've got athletes who are all rich, but they don't understand that that's only like 1% of the black population.
And
That
we're only
is not
15%, and we're on 13% of the population.
Yeah, and they don't understand what they see is not us. It's not the black experience. It's not.
I mean, well,
So that's why they're caught off guard. Like, oh my God, what? This is actually happened? I don't get it.
Yeah,
Like,
well, let me tell you. But the funny part was, I had to explain to her. I was like, okay, so listen to this, and she still felt offended, even though after I told her this. I said, I understand that you've been poor, and that's fine. You've probably been poor, but the point is, you have opportunities that that I would never have. So take us for instance. We live in Kentucky, and we live in the city of Louisville. Now, if we decide to drive from Louisville to the Appalachian, let's take that for instance, and we start being under these all white towns, okay? Because there's still towns out here that are all white, very few black people. Maybe black people go through it, but they don't really live there.
oh
right?
no, when I was a drug and alcohol screener, I went to plenty of towns where I felt like I was unsafe.
Oh yeah. So now, you being white, you can drive through these towns, get out, go to the bar, the food place. Everybody will treat you. They don't care if you came from the city, and they might say, "Oh, you're a city girl, okay," but they will still talk. "Oh, how you doing, little missy? You're so pretty." Blah blah blah. I can walk out and go into that same bar, that same place you went to, and they would turn around like, "What the fuck is this?" And in their head, "What the fuck this nigger doing here?" This is not his type of town. This motherfucker need to go type of situation. And when you take that, and I'm saying that's an extreme, but that happens every day, even on the city level, to where you don't notice that that's microaggressions that we have daily, where a cop would pull you over and you could be like, upset with him. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Well, you'll be we're going to give you a ticket and you'll be okay, ma'am. Go ahead about your way. I get up, boy, you better stop talking to me like that. I'm going to take you to jail. Even though we had the same exact speeding ticket or whatever it is. But he would take you as, that's like my sister.
Like a threat.
Yeah, he'd take you like just a person, and he takes me as a threat, even though I have the same right to be upset as you would. And she was like, well, I don't know. It just seems to me that there's a lot of, she still kind of ignored it. And that's their privilege, is they can ignore that. And then they'll feel that it's still, we're still equal, even though we're technically not. And it's crazy how white people think that. They were like, oh, well, and when you show them the proof, they still don't even notice it. They still ignore it. So if you say, hey, I got a black guy who got, 5 ounces of Coke and he's doing 10 years, and I have a white guy who got 5 ounces of Coke and he got,
community service
or something like that. Oh, well, the black guy must have did something more. that's the whole thing. He must have did something else.
Yeah.
No, that's just how it is. It's just,
Mike, what about racism towards black people from black people?
Oh, that's even worse. So coons, we call them coons, Sambos.
He burned that up too.
Yeah, Sambos. Do not. Now, one thing I got to tell any of our black peoples here, do never call anybody, and I hate this saying more than anything, is Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom is not who you think it is. You really need to do the history on that. Uncle Tom was a freedom fighter for black people, and he brought a lot of people to the Underground Railroad. He never was. The reason Uncle Tom was called Uncle Tom is because white people made a book that was Uncle Tom's Cabin. That was from a white person that made Uncle Tom seem like a subservient slave, and that's not the real Uncle Tom. He
was a house slave. So white people, when you call or see someone be called an Uncle Tom, they're referring to the book, not the actual
person who it is pertaining to.
Yeah.
But anyway,
well, I'm not talking about racism from black people to black people, as in they don't think they themselves are black. You
Oh
know what I
yeah,
mean? I'm not talking about that.
like OJ. I'm not black. I'm OJ.
I'm talking about so I don't know if you remember, but do you remember racism towards more dark skinned people?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I heard so many jokes about
Oh.
that.
Well,
Like,
it goes both ways. There was racism against lighter people, and there was racism against the darker
okay,
people.
so let's clear it up some. Racism or just jokes? Because I remember we had jokes for dark skinned people, we had jokes for the light skinned
Nice
people,
skin people.
Yeah, those
we had
jokes, but
jokes on me.
there was a bit of racist colorism there, or I ain't gonna say
Colorism.
racism. It's colorism.
It's
It's not really
colorism.
racism.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
colorism.
we all do it. Like for instance, I'm very, very attracted to light skinned chicks. I don't
No,
know
see,
why.
I tell you this: if I see a beautiful dark skinned
No, no, no. Hold on. I ain't
female,
finished.
I'm all in. But
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah,
your
yeah. Hold on. I ain't finished. I'm talking about that. That's what I would. I'm attracted to black, dark skinned girls too, but my preference for some reason is like a high yellow black chick or or even higher. But
How much higher can you go than high yellow?
white,
white.
Oh,
which is
you
not
mean
black. It's just white.
like those girls, like those women who are mixed white and black, but they look way more white than they do black?
Right. Or you got black girls, they just high yellow, they red bones.
So sort of like Sinners. Y'all seen Sinners? Everybody seen Sinners?
Yeah.
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 So even though that was technically a really white woman who played that part of the female who was in love with that one guy, she was supposed to have been black, but she was so light that she looked white, and
White,
he
yeah.
wanted her to be in the white community to have a better life than to be in the black community and not. But that
Oh, so that role makes a lot more sense then. All right. I know exactly who you're talking about. You're talking about the chick that is playing as
I can't have her.
Hawkeye's apprentice.
Hawkeyes.
Hawkeye. You know Hawkeye, the from Marvel. The bow and arrow dude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, she
I
played in
thought
that
I
too.
thought I thought his apprentice was a dude.
You thought who?
I thought his apprentice was a dude.
You're thinking about Green Arrow in DC.
Her name's Haley Stanfield.
Yeah. Haley Stanfield. She played. God, I can't remember her name.
In the movie?
No, in the show, she was in the Hawkeye show, which is
Okay.
really good, by the way. Everyone should watch it, and it's a Christmas show, so we're in the perfect time for it.
Hawkeye, here it goes. Her name was in the Hawkeye. Her name was cast. Her name is Kate
Bishop. I remember now. Kate Bishop. Hi. That's where we got to see Yelena be her gorgeous self.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so if you watch Sinners, you remember the beginning where she met the I guess Michael B. Jordan, one of the Michael B. Jordans, which was Smoke, or what was the other guy's name?
Stack.
Stacks. I don't know which one she was with, but whoever she was with, she Smoke or Stack, whatever it was. When they first met on the train station, you know what I'm saying? And she's like, you fucked me good and all this good stuff. And he's like, well, he said, I wanted you to be, he did mention that I wanted you to be a part of them. He's like, I wanted you,
Yeah, she had that blue dress on.
yeah. And he was like, you don't want to be us. You want to be, you want to get a better life being a white, because you can pass as white. Why not? And then it's interesting. I read a few, matter of fact, I read pretty good articles about some passing white black people that end up doing some really good things for our community, by getting educations when they didn't supposed to, by schools they shouldn't have. And it was, man, I mean, I read some really interesting.
Right.
But like I said, lately I've been doing a lot of my soul searching with history, especially for Black history and understanding things and, things I should know, people I should know. because at us being black, and we always talk about Black history, we do need to know these people that we are champion for, because who else would better champion for them is than us, right? So, we know who Carver is, John Carver. We know Frederick Douglass, and all of the other people. Anyway.
It's. I'm curious. Why did you refer to him as John Carver instead of John Washington Carver?
John Washington. I could have said Washington. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say that. You mean John Washington Carver, the dude?
Yes, I
the
didn't
peanut
say
butter?
Washington. I should have said that.
Oh, yeah.
But John Washington Carver. Yes, you need to say Washington, because you say John Carver, I think that's a totally different guy they think of.
I thought you were talking about a Caucasian guy. And I was like, he might be talking about John Washington Carver.
Going back to that movie Sinners,
Yeah.
the woman who played as Annie, what was her name? I think
Romy Masaku.
Yeah, she was beautiful, way more beautiful than that other chick, Haley Steinfeld. I always thought she was beautiful since I first saw her in Lovecraft Country.
Oh yeah, I'm just now. I'm in the third. I started to watch that. I think I've seen it already, but I'm not sure. But I'm watching it again because it's so good, and I hate that they only have one season.
Yeah, I don't know why that got canceled. Everybody was talking about it.
But anyway,
so you said you're on the third episode of Lovecraft Country right now?
Third or fourth, yeah.
So you saw the first episode when that chick, they were at the diner and that chick ran out from the back, was like, "Let's go, niggas." Do you remember that, Ed?
I remember that. Yeah. I remember the diner where the white dude was talking on the phone, and then she said, "Let's get out of here" or whatever. But did she say, "Let's go, nigga"?
Or run, nigga, or something like that. Yeah. That's all you need to say.
But she was black talking to us. She was like,
"No, I just thought that was funny as hell."
Was that when they was in that town where them all them dudes came with the guns and was blazing, shooting at them?
I mean, honestly, it's been so long since I've seen it. I'm not sure.
Oh, but you remember that part, though.
I remember that part. I remember it was really good.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, that's it. And see, hey, talking about Lovecraft Country, and we talk how they treat black people. Take what's his name? What's the black man's? What's the black dude's name that's on there?
Oh.
Because he played in the he played in the Star Wars movie, didn't
he? No, he played in Marvels.
You sure he played in Star Wars movies?
No. What's his name?
You're talking about Jonathan Majors?
Yes, there you go, Jonathan Majors. So take him for instance. He lost his whole career. I mean, he's trying to slowly get it back. Lost his whole career because a white woman that he didn't do anything to said that she don't know how she got where she was, but they gave him an assault charge and then cut him from the Marvel movies. All because she's white. She ran from the little bitch and she ran after him. And he still got in trouble. How do a black man run away from the white woman and still get in trouble? Tell me that.
Man, honestly, I don't know what to say about that whole thing with Jonathan Majors because I think I didn't pay attention.
Oh, I did.
To the whole thing. So, what happened with that? Because I know it was looking pretty bad for him for a while.
Okay. So, when they first did it, she was found. Okay. So, he went. So, the initial report was he called the police at his house because she was in his closet, passed out. So when he called the police came. She's bruised up, and one of her pinkies was really bruised or whatever. She had some bruises all over. The police assumed that he did something to her. They asked her, what happened. She said she couldn't remember, don't know what happened. And they said, did they have a fight earlier? She said, yeah. And then pretty much they arrested him saying that he assaulted her. Okay. Now they go to court. They go to court, saying that. So everybody's thinking he might have beat her ass and put her in his closet, but that's not what happened. They end up getting an argument. So they're driving with a driver. They get in an argument in the car. She starts hitting him. He pushes her off him because she's hitting him and telling him to leave him alone, leave me alone. He jumps out of the car. Now they got video of all the shit. Of all of other than them two fighting, other than them fighting.
See, I never saw that. Okay.
Oh yeah, they had full video of this whole confrontation once he jumps out of the car. So he tells the driver to stop. He jumps out of the car, and she jumps out of the car after him. She jumps after him, even though he's like, I don't want to, I'm not getting into this. And he said the only thing he did was pushed her off him because she was swinging at him. Okay, so he pushed her off. He said, but he didn't, he ain't swinging nothing. He just pushed her off. He jumps out of the car. She jumps and follows him. So he's running down the street. She's running at him. They show video of him running, her running. She's running for him, not away from him, to him. They finally he gets her, get her far well enough away where she starts crying in front of some white dudes. They showed a video of her talking to white dudes. The white dudes pick her up, like two white dudes and a white chick, and they ask her, is she okay? We don't really know what's said, but according to her, she told, according to the people, they said that she was just saying that her boyfriend ran from her because they got into an argument. Okay. So they were like, oh, do you need help? Whatever. She goes, yeah, whatever. She goes, yeah, I'll figure it out later. So then they show a video of her with the same three people, two dudes and a white woman. They go into a party. They go into like a club. She goes in the club. They show her in the beginning of the show. She's dancing and having fun with them. Then from that point, they lost track of her video feed. But they show John Major's video feed where he slows down, he hails a cab, and he goes about his way. Well, like I said, later on that day, like I said, he finds her in the apartment, which he told her not to come to his apartment. But he found her in the apartment, but she was passed out drunk in his closet. And that's when he called police, and that's what happened. But what happened was she had bruises on her. Her pinky was really bruised up, or cut or something like that, like it has cut on it or whatever. She has bruises some places, and nobody can account what happened.
Okay. So what did she say about all of this?
She didn't remember what happened. She don't remember. She was fucked up. She was drunk. She don't remember anything. She remembered the argument, but she said she don't remember anything else. And she said that she thinks that he hit her, but she couldn't be 100% truthful. The cab driver or the guy who was driving around, it wasn't whatever it was. I don't know if he's not a cab driver, but he was a chauffeur type thing, but not really chauffeur. Was driving around, said that he told them, his testimony is that he didn't see John Major do anything to push her away because she was swinging at him. But they said that since he pushed her, that was enough physical confrontation that the bruises and the stuff on her hands, even though they can't account for her whereabouts from the time they disappeared up to the time she was in that closet, that was enough for him to be convicted of assault in whatever degree. And then that's when Marvel dropped him because he assaulted her. And then that's when, he's been having trouble getting work since then. So, but they're acting like he beat her ass, and he never did. And then she tried to come back to him, but then, now he's dating, he's dating a black lady now. He's dating, I can't remember who she is, but she's all with him. What's her name? Marjorie Taylor. Or no, not Marjorie Taylor.
What? I was about to say.
Marjorie Taylor.
When did Marjorie Taylor decide to be with a black person?
It's not Marjorie Taylor.
I thought he was. I could have sworn I thought he was gay.
Nah. It is. Oh, Megan Good. Megan Good. That's who's with. He's Megan Good.
Oh, that's right. I knew that.
And he was like, he never dated another white woman in his life.
Oh, man.
He was a criminal the whole time, and he the one who called the police.
Yeah, he called the police because she was in his house, passed out in his closet.
That's crazy, man.
All right, guys, I guess we're going to go ahead and looking at the time here, we can go ahead and call it here. Give me something nice to think about. Give me one nice thought. Each of us give one nice thought for the listeners to go out on.
All right. So, all you listeners out there, just let you know to try to enjoy life. Live it to the fullest. Try to uh, be the best you can be. We can't always be what we strive to be, but we can always try to strive to be a better person daily. Remember to wake up with a smile on your face, and hopefully the day goes better from there. So enjoy your day. That's my take of a joyful and thoughtful day. So there you go.
My thoughtful of the day is
Watch your back. That's Eddie.
well, I'm gonna say something.
Keep,
I'm gonna say
keep,
something
one,
similar.
keep one eye on your gun and one eye on everybody else.
I'm gonna say something similar like that. But mine's gonna be safe out there, but at the same time be dangerous because you got to protect yourself at all times. Um, and be positive, and hopefully positive things will come to you.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Did you know that otters mate for life?
No. So they are like lovebirds who are made for life as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
Very few animals do that.
they're hella cute when they're babies, and then when they grow up, they find the love for their life and stick with them forever.
I did not know that. That's a good,
Yep, I know
a
either.
good a fact that I'd like to hear.
All right, y'all. That's it for this episode. Anybody has anything they want to say?
Hey, y'all, like, comment, subscribe. Definitely comment. Let's get some feedback here. Let us know how we're doing. Talk about how we look, what we doing. Do we need to change some things? What would you like us to talk about? We're all open to suggestions. So, do the thing down there. Do the thing.
All right. Ed, you got anything?
I love video games, so as soon as we get off, I'm about to go play me some.
Where Wind Meets.
Yep.
Where Wind
Mortal
Meets.
Kombat.
Oh, it's Mortal Kombat. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. I want to share this real quick. This is a thick frosty. It was designed by this person on Maker World. Designs by Ratch. Designs ends with a Z instead of an S, and Ratch is spelled R-A-C-H.
Hey, just put it in the doobly doo in the bottom when we put this on YouTube or whatever.
Doodly doo it is.
The doobly doo.
All right, y'all. I've been Chris.
I'm Michael.
And I'm Ed.
And this has been Off Mic on Record. Have a good one.
Later. Peace.
Yo.